Good Morning Miramar, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. right here, right now.
Good morning, Miramar. Happy Thanksgiving. My name is Danielle Reales, Marketing Coordinator with the City of Miramar's Office of Marketing and Public Relations. Today I have my fabulous...
Hi everybody, my name is Alexis Fox. I'm also Marketing Coordinator for the City of Miramar, and I'm also your favorite sweet potato pie. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Alexis, you're more than the sweet potato pie. You're a main entree.
Yay, thank you.
We are so excited to have Alexis here this morning. We're going to be talking about all of the best Thanksgiving hacks for 2017. We want you to hack Thanksgiving. We know that a lot of you are probably in the kitchen. If you're not in the kitchen, you are maybe going somewhere.
Right. So
we want you to have a great time this Thanksgiving, relax, and enjoy, I think, the real meaning of the holiday, which is just
fried turkey.
Alexis thinks it's fried turkey, but she knows that it's really about an attitude of gratitude. Right, Alexis?
Yes, and family.
And family. And fried turkey.
And fried turkey.
We're going to talk about fried turkey in a little bit. But before we get into that, we want to give everyone a few announcements. We have our holiday season coming up, and I know a lot of you are getting ready for the holidays. I think once Thanksgiving is over, everyone's in full swing. So we are inviting all of you to join us next Friday, December 1st, for our annual holiday tree lighting as we kick off the holidays right here in the City of Miramar at our Miramar Town Center. That's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. on Friday, December the 1st. It's going to be a great activity for the children and the entire family. We're going to have a really fun kids holiday fun zone, some food vendors there out for you with some food trucks for some great food, and we're going to light up Miramar Town Center. So we hope that you join us in the festivities. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're also inviting everyone to come out to Mayor Wayne Messum's Aviation Expo. Have you ever wondered what you could do in the aviation field? If so, this event is for you. It will teach you how science, technology, engineering, and math fit in aviation. This event's taking place Saturday, December the 2nd, so right after our holiday tree lighting, from 9 to 3 p.m. at the Miramar Amphitheater located at Miramar Regional Park, and that address is 16801 Miramar Parkway on the western corridor of the city. We're inviting everyone to come out there and just learn everything there is to know about aviation, and Mayor Wayne Messum for the City of Miramar is actually putting this on, so it's a free event. We're encouraging all of you interested in aviation to come out, and that is happening, like we said, Saturday, December the 2nd. For more information on that event, you can give us a call at 954-602-3198. We also have a great opportunity for those of you who have questions, comments, or concerns about our Public Works, Utilities, and Parks and Recreation departments. The City of Miramar is asking all of our residents to join one of our upcoming resident forums to address needs and concerns in these areas. There are special information sessions happening to discuss a lot of city operations. These include traffic control, water treatment for the City of Miramar, street and sidewalk maintenance, recycling, and different parks and recreation activities. We'll also be discussing the different capital improvement projects and plans that are underway for the City of Miramar. The first meeting is actually taking place on Tuesday, December the 12th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Miramar Multi-Service Complex that's located at 6700 Miramar Parkway. The second meeting will take place the very next day on Wednesday, December the 13th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Sunset Lakes Community Center, and that is located at 2801 Southwest 86th Avenue in Miramar. So we really hope that all of you will take participation in those events, and we'd love to hear from you. So come out and let your voice be heard. Now, Alexis.
Yes, ma'am.
We're getting into Thanksgiving hacks.
Yes.
But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about Thanksgiving. What are your plans? What are you going to be doing for Thanksgiving this year?
Well, this year we are doing Thanksgiving at Kevin and Pearl's house, which is my parents. That's typically what we do. One year we ventured out to a relative's house. He and she shall not be named. It wasn't fun. So we decided to bring it back home where we know you're comfortable, we know that we're going to have great food, and because there's Caribbean influence in my family, we get the best of both worlds. So we do traditional dishes, and then we also do a lot of just really festive Caribbean dishes as well on the side. So that's always something that I look forward to.
Yes, so Alexis has invited me to her house. I will be attending with my to-go container.
Yes.
Available.
There will be plenty. There will be plenty.
But we're really excited just to talk about Thanksgiving hacks, because I think that Thanksgiving, and Alexis, I know you cook too, so
Yes.
Thanksgiving can be stressful. What do you typically make for your family on Thanksgiving? Let's start there.
Well, the first thing I make for my family is a mimosa. It's the first thing in the morning. We got to go ahead and just get the edge off from all the prep work from the night before. I don't suggest doing that if you're not old enough to drink, but everybody in my household is. And so that's always something fun, just to like lighten the mood and kind of take the tension out of it. You know, mimosas are indicative and synonymous with brunch, right? And brunch is a very free and fun time for everybody. And that's kind of the atmosphere you want when you're going into like your kitchen prep. You want it to be very light. It's a lot of people, a lot of hands, sometimes more chiefs than Indians, always, no pun intended for the holiday. But yeah, it's definitely good to have good energy when you're cooking or when you're doing anything, any type of large scale event. It's always great to just make sure that everybody's on the same wavelength. And I know you'll be cooking as well, Danielle.
Yes.
So share your secrets.
Yes, so my secrets are plan and prepare. So I know it's Thanksgiving Day, so I mean, if you haven't planned and prepared, I would definitely suggest a couple of things. First, kind of laying out your menu. I think by now everyone kind of has their menu set and they know what they're cooking, but once you have the full scale of the menu in front of you, you can say, okay, what can be served room temperature, because I can cook those things first. Because pretty much if you're doing a turkey in the oven, your oven's going to be monopolized all day.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely want to get those side dishes
Right.
in the oven, but then you can always warm them up right before you serve the food.
Right.
But you want the turkey to be hot and fresh.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I went online
Mm-hmm.
before the show, and I wanted to find out some really cool Thanksgiving hacks, and there was a few of them that I hadn't heard of. So one of them was mashed potatoes. Personally, at my house, we're rice people. We don't do mashed potatoes.
Same.
But I know a lot of people do, and I
Mhm.
found out you can add a little bit of baking powder for fluffier mashed potatoes.
See, I did not know that. I've always thought of adding more cream, but I can see how that would make the mashed potato more dense. Baking powder doesn't really alter the flavor of a mashed potato.
Yes.
So I think that's a really interesting one.
I also saw online that if you want like really like smooth mashed potatoes, instead of like just mashing it with like that masher,
Yeah.
you can actually rice your mashed potatoes. So they sell something called a potato ricer.
Mhm.
That you put a potato once it's like cooked, and you sieve it through, kind of like when you crush garlic,
Oh, okay.
and it comes out like rice, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have a potato ricer, you can use a strainer and just push your mashed potatoes
Through the strainer.
through the strainer and make them really fluffy and decadent for
Right.
Thanksgiving. Also, cold mashed potatoes are
No.
not good. I think any cold potato is not good. Cold French fries are not good.
No.
Cold mashed potatoes aren't good. Cold
Nothing.
baked potatoes, it's not good. You can keep them warm in your slow cooker.
See, and I think people forget to utilize other parts of the kitchen other than the oven, right? Because that's like the quarterback on on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Everybody's looking for the play out of the oven, right? But
Yes.
use those other everyday cooking utensils. I know one thing that my grandmother is very serious about is her rice. Her rice and peas, they're done. We want to keep it warm. We want to keep it nice and fluffy. So what she actually does is that she creates a double boiler, which is 2 pots. So she has to cook rice in one pot, and then she has an empty pot under it with steam water, and she puts foil over the rice to keep it without making a lot of mess, without necessarily having to do any extra work. And she also keeps her electric tea kettle always full of hot water. So when she needs to add more steam, she just goes right to that. There's no fuss. There's no waiting for a rolling boil or anything like that. That's always a great thing. And if you need boiling water for any of your other dishes, for a steamed vegetable, for your chafing dishes, if you're setting up that kind of layout, that electric tea kettle, even your coffee pot to heat water is always good things to have handy. That way you're not trying to navigate the whole kitchen all day in Thanksgiving.
Your grandmother's very wise.
Wise
I would
woman.
have never thought of that hack. That's a great hack, because I think people are like, oh, and they just like leave everything on the counter, and then like Thanksgiving comes, you're eating like a bunch of room temperature food.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, yeah.
I always like, if the food's cold, I put it in the microwave. Like,
Yeah.
nuke it, because I hate cold food.
Absolutely. So that's always a good way to keep the food warm. And also things can be served in skillets. You don't have to always put everything in a casserole dish per se. You can do like a more homey kind of rustic serving style. And even if your pans are not necessarily oven safe, all you have to do is wrap a little foil around the handle when you put it in the oven, and then you can serve it straight to the table like that. So that eliminates dishes, and skillets and things like that tend to take up less space in the oven, so the oven can still heat properly. You can put more things in there. So that's also another thing that we do in our family, especially for shareable items that we know it's gonna go really fast. Like a stuffing we'll do in a skillet, or we'll do like a skillet cornbread and just have that out on the table for everybody.
Yeah, another thing that we do at my house is when we do our shopping, we get those aluminum disposable pans because they always like come with a lid, so it's easy for like leftovers and less dishes.
Yes.
Because nobody wants to do dishes.
Exactly.
I think you've all seen the memes out
I'm
there.
strolling out like the grandmas on it. I'm out. I'm not
like,
doing it.
Not doing dishes online because no one likes to do dishes, especially on a full stomach. So those pans come in handy. I also saw you mentioned stuffing or dressing. I know people say different terms for that, but you can bake it in muffin tins.
Yes.
And they sell those disposable muffin tins, so less mess. And they're portable.
And they're portion controlled. If you're still worried about your waistline on Thanksgiving, that's always a good way to go as well.
Yes, portion control, so you don't overeat. I actually found some really weird hacks too, that I'm going to share because
let's do it.
I think people would, if you don't do it, at least you'll find it funny. So the first one, utilize your dishwasher for more than dishes.
I'm going to stop you right there. That's a negative. Do not do that. That doesn't even... I don't even use my dishwasher for dish. I don't trust it to clean anything. I'm sorry.
Hear me out. A lot of people use their dishwasher. We use our dishwasher in our house twice a year, Christmas time and Thanksgiving. And we like always rinse the dishes really well before we put them in the dishwasher. And I think that's more of a... we both have Caribbean parents, but I think that's a Caribbean thing. And I'm pretty sure other ethnic backgrounds can relate to this. But I guess maybe our parents didn't.
They don't trust it. It's fine.
They don't trust it. Or maybe they were like, well, we had to wash dishes, so you're going to wash dishes too. I don't know. But we literally use our dishwasher twice a year.
For dishes.
For dishes. On big holidays when there's a big house.
Right.
And that's the only time. Every other time, you need to wash them by hand. But on Thanksgiving, if you don't use your dishwasher like we don't, you can do this. One idea I saw was steaming vegetables in your dishwasher. Alexis is giving me like his big face, but hear me, listen. You know those mason jars that you buy in the store? Okay, so you take the mason jar, you put like asparagus in it, you put the lid on, and you screw the cap. So it's a mason jar. Like the vegetables are secure, and you put it in the dishwasher. You put it in the dishwasher, and you turn it on, and it steams your vegetables.
It doesn't sound safe. It sounds like, where's the seasoning for the vegetables?
Listen, Thanksgiving is a calorie-dense holiday. Everybody needs a steamed vegetable to kind of cleanse the palate, assist with the fiber intake for the day, because I think Thanksgiving can be a day where you don't really consume that much fiber. It's safe to say.
I do, because we have like kalu and then we have collard greens. So we got the dark green. So everybody's using the bathroom. We'll get to bathroom hacks in a moment. But yeah, I'm going to say this for that. If you don't have to do your vegetables in the dishwasher, I would say don't.
I would say
don't.
You are in a pinch and you waited till the last minute. Let's say you're going to somebody's house.
Yes.
You don't have time, or you're at your house, you don't have time.
Do you have gas? Does the person in this hypothetical have gas? So Boston Market is open on Thanksgiving. From my understanding, Publix is also open. There's a Publix.
Publix is closed
on
Thanksgiving Day.
They're closed. I'm sorry. Winn-Dixie is open. I'm sure there's a Winn-Dixie near you. There's something you can do other than putting mason jars full of vegetables in the dishwasher
while you wash a load and steam your veggies. There's another hack though with
Okay.
the microwave. I mean the dishwasher.
Okay.
And I'm sharing this more for also Thanksgiving comedic relief if you're cooking right now and like super stressed out. This is funny. So I also saw a hack again for potatoes. Peeling potatoes takes forever. If you've ever had to like peel the potatoes.
Yeah.
And that's like a job that like your mom gives you because
It's punishment. That's what it is. It's punishment.
Or carrots.
If you're peeling potatoes today, you've done something wrong. That's what it is.
So, another hack. This isn't. I don't think works for carrots, but for potatoes, you can stick them in the dishwasher, but like you have to leave them open, like, and just run your dishwasher, and it'll peel your potatoes for you. What do you think?
So here's a life hack from me to all of you. If you are that pressed about peeling a potato, buy a potato with a thinner skin. Buy a red potato, do a baby red mashed potato.
And leave your skin on.
And leave your skin on, or like the little yellow potatoes. Do something like that. That way you don't have to worry about skin and you don't have to worry about putting edible objects in your dishwasher.
And in all seriousness, that hack I gave about the
vegetables?
the rice cooker.
Yeah.
Not the rice cooker, I'm sorry. The potato ricer or the strainer when you push the
Yeah.
potatoes. If the skin is on like a Yukon Gold
Mhm.
with a thinner skin, you push it through, like the skin won't go through.
No.
And you can leave the skin on. You don't have to peel the potatoes.
Exactly.
So those are recommended hacks. The dishwasher one was a real hack that I found online. I thought it was funny, so I thought I'd share.
It's a no from me.
Alexis, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to rate the hacks.
Okay.
Moving forward.
That
Now,
one's last.
dry turkey. Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
In our house, we do a brine
Right.
turkey. Now, obviously, it's Thanksgiving Day. If you didn't brine your turkey, it's kind of like you needed to do it last night. But to keep your turkey moist, if you kind of like overcook it, especially the breast, because I think everyone likes the turkey breast. I mean, I know there's people like dark meat, but we usually fight over the breast in my house.
Right.
You can keep it moist with chicken stock.
I have heard to do chicken stock. I've heard that putting vegetables in the pan with your turkey keeps it fairly moist. I've heard that putting butter when you're seasoning keeps it under the skin, keeps it moist. Disclaimer, butter is not a seasoning. You need to put other things on there as well, not just butter. Butter and a sprig of rosemary isn't going to get the job done. You're going to need to season that bad boy up like you mean business.
But if you prefer a more delicate turkey taste, you don't have to put all the seasonings on it.
Salt and pepper, bare mints is what we're looking for on the turkey. No, because the seasonings actually do keep it moist. It draws the moisture out of the breast.
Yes.
The breast can be very dry, become dry very quickly if it doesn't stay moist. I've also heard of basting the turkey, which is to what you were saying with chicken stock.
Or like the drippings.
Right.
Or the keep an eye.
Or the drippings and keep an eye on it. I've heard the bacon myth.
Is it a myth?
I just don't, because is the bacon cooked first? Like, do you par cook the bacon and then put it on top of the
You
turkey?
put raw bacon on the turkey.
On the raw turkey?
Yes.
Okay.
Some people don't like bacon, so that's why I didn't recommend that.
No, yeah.
But I saw it online. I think we did it one year and it wasn't good.
Yeah, I just, something about the pig on the bird, I'm not feeling it
It's
like
not
that.
Natural.
I just think one of my favorite parts of the turkey is the skin. And so
I saw another hack. They sell like oven bags for turkeys, like
Yeah.
plastic bags made for the oven.
Right.
And it seals in the moisture.
Right.
Or you can do what we do at my house. We do a turkey breast only. We don't do the whole
Yes.
bird.
I think that's so smart.
In our house, nobody eats the legs or
Yeah.
anything. And the breasts that they sell are huge. And you can brine those, like we mentioned, for next year if you haven't done yours yet. And really just keep it moist. And all
I have a couple turkey tips. I think like one thing that we've adopted doing is frying our turkeys instead of doing a roasted one every year. The
cooks
fried
very
turkey
fast.
cooks quickly. It stays moist. You can inject the turkey with whatever flavoring you want. We've done just an original seasoning one. We've done a buffalo turkey, which has been really great. We do a jerk turkey, very good. You just drop it in the fryer. It serves a lot of people. You get more use out of it because, like Danielle said, a lot of people don't like the other parts of the turkey, but they taste better that way. But if you want to like Sandra Lee it and semi-home make it, you can also, there are plenty of places that sell turkey even up to day of. I know Popeyes does occasion turkey. There are other places that sell a turkey. So if you're really just like not interested in taking up your oven for the whole day and you really just want to have it there more for like aesthetics and just in case anybody wants to eat off of it, I think buying it may be cheaper.
I hear Publix was a good, well, Publix closed today.
Yeah.
But Winn-Dixie has a turkey.
Winn-Dixie has a turkey. I'm sure you can go anywhere and find one that's either like pre-made or something you can already heat up. And I think the turkey breast is a great idea as well.
It's easy and delicious, and a low-fat, lean protein
Right.
to assist with all the sides you will be eating.
Yes.
Now, we want to talk about gravy.
Okay.
I am pro gravy and cranberry relish.
Yes. Yes.
Some people like one or the other. I like both on my turkey.
I too like a sweet and savory on my meat. I always did, always have. I'm really into it.
Now, the gravy's usually like the gravy's usually like the last thing you do, right?
Right.
But you can hack it a couple of ways. You can make it. I saw one where you can actually use chicken wings. You can like cook the chicken wings like in a pan to get like the fat rendered off the skin, and you can make a meaty kind of sauce.
I like that.
With the chicken wings. You can also, instead of adding salt to your gravy, you can add soy sauce because it has that umami flavor, and that will give it that meaty flavor.
Yeah.
Plus the sodium that you're looking for, but more flavor.
Right.
You can also keep it warm in a thermos.
See, that's smart. I like that. I like
you're
that.
not occupying the stove.
No.
You have it to the side.
Right.
And I have a thermos, and my thermos keeps my drinks warm forever.
Yeah, you can find like a nice canteen, something for camping maybe.
Well,
yeah, anything like that at Walmart in like the camping section, and use that to serve it in. I know people love a traditional like porcelain gravy boat, but what happens with gravy a lot is that, one, if you leave it on the stove and you just got it on low, it starts to get that like singed kind of flavor because it's just being heated through the whole way. And then also, if you have it sitting out and it's getting room temperature, the fat separates from the seasoning and it creates this skin over.
I don't like that.
Yeah, the skin over it. So I think a thermos is fantastic. Also, if you don't want so much of like a meaty gravy, a great thing to do is prepare a stock and then thicken it with browning and make a roux of flour and butter. So you still got all the great flavor, just not as meaty, just more like an essence of turkey and whatever you seasoned with for a lighter gravy.
Yes, and another hack on the lighter gravy that I saw. If you're doing your turkey kind of early in the day and you're using the drippings from the turkey pan, you can put the drippings in a Pyrex, like a measuring cup, put it in the fridge so the fat separates from the liquid.
Yeah.
And you can just scoop it off the top.
And heat it through.
Yeah.
I've seen my grandma do that a couple of times.
Your grandma does. Her grandma's very nice.
She's a good lady. The food's good.
Yes. Now, we're talking about pies.
Ooh, my favorite.
Personally, we do one. Well, my sister this year. Okay, funny story. So my sister loves apple pie, like a la mode with vanilla ice cream. And one year she made a pie, homemade, and I'm like, just buy the pie because the one in the store tastes good.
Exactly.
She was like, no, I'm making a homemade apple pie. She put so much lemon juice.
Oh no, to stop the apple from browning.
Yes, it was a lemon apple pie, let me tell you.
It was an apple lemonade pie.
Yes. So
shout out to Beyonce.
Needless to say, it was not a fan fave in my house. So, like, no one's ever let her live it down. And this year, she is redeeming herself. So she's like, I am making a pie crust from scratch. She's doing the whole thing. So, pie crust, we know you usually, not for an apple pie, but I think like a sweet potato or a pumpkin pie, you should par bake your pie crust. My recommendation, Pillsbury sells a great frozen pie crust.
Right.
Less work. Thanksgiving,
Right.
I think it needs to be more about family time, less about stress time. But if your little heart wants to make a pie crust, you can use, I know that they sell like pie weights
Yes.
for when you par bake it, but if you don't have that, which I don't think most people do, you can use beans.
That's
or
it.
rice.
That's it.
To weigh it down so you can par bake it in
You
the oven.
absolutely can. You can do either of those things. And also, if you want to give your store-bought pie crust a more homey feel, you can season it. You can season it with a little bit of cinnamon. You can baste it with melted butter, and maybe like a little nutmeg would be nice, things like that. So you can still give your store-bought products a homemade feel
You can Sandra
all the
Lee it,
time.
Doctor it up.
That's it. That's it. And the same thing if you're using a canned pumpkin or sweet potato pie filling. One of the things that I find really endearing is when pies aren't perfect. I love an imperfect pie. I think there's just something really endearing about it. And so when you're doing like a sweet potato, for instance, if you, instead of using just the can and pureeing it all the way down so it's like this smooth thing, leave it a little chunky. Leave it so there's some character to it. Add your marshmallows while you're baking instead of adding them on top as a garnish. So it's like this marshmallow sweet potato swirl. And it looks like something you've made yourself, but we know the truth.
Another hack for the pie crust. So I hate like a burnt
Yes.
rim. You need to put foil on it, people.
Right.
Foil to protect it, and then like the last couple minutes you take it off so it can brown, because it cooks
It cooks so
so
fast.
fast. If
The
you're not paying attention. Which,
yes.
if you have a huge family and you're cooking all day, you're probably not paying attention to the pie.
The crust of the pie always cooks faster. It's good to leave the foil on it and baste it. Another way to ensure is to make sure, let's rewind a little bit. If you are still in like your prepping process and you haven't put anything in the oven yet, set your oven racks properly. Set them so that way when you're baking things, they're not burnt on the bottom and not done on top. Set them so that way you're getting an even cook on your bird and any meats that you're doing. Setting your racks can be the difference between, you know, an amazing entree or side and an okay one, or a pie with a burnt crust. A lot of the times what happens with that is that it's too close to the broiler, and so it's getting heated around, and then the pie center is obviously just heating the center of the pie. So that's another thing. If you don't know, you can easily Google the make of your oven, or just look up proper rack settings for XYZ, whatever it is that you're cooking.
Absolutely. I also want to talk about biscuits.
Let's talk about it.
We don't have biscuits at my house, do you?
No, we don't do biscuits. There's enough carbs to go around. We don't do biscuits at my house either.
I always envy people who, like, their pictures have like a lovely Parker House roll. I'm like, we don't do that at my house.
We do a roll, but not biscuits. No, it's one or the other. We don't do
Well, I know that there are overachievers out there who are making their own bread. And if you're making your own bread, I want to come to your house.
Right. I don't have a hack for you, except don't do it.
I do. I have 2 hacks for you. So the first, pastry cutter. If you don't have that, you can use a wine glass.
Yes.
Your biscuits.
Yes.
So you have your wine, you have your biscuit cutter. It's a win-win-win all
Situation,
around.
yes.
Another thing, freeze your butter and grate it in a cheese grater for fluffier biscuits.
I like that. I like that idea.
Yes, so that's a really good hack. Oh, I also forgot 2 more hacks for the actual turkey.
Okay.
Roasting racks. So, like I said, we buy the roasting pan because I am not washing
No.
a pan
That's bigger than your sink.
Right. Alexis knows, and we're not washing pans that are bigger than your sink. Like,
No.
It's too much. But those, you usually need like a roasting rack.
Yeah.
But
If
when
you need to run a bath for your pan, it's not.
Right, or like do it in the backyard. Or
It's
something.
canceled. You gotta hose the pan down. It's canceled.
Right. It's too much. It's like doing the most, and when everyone's tired. No. So, you can do a DIY roasting rack with veggies, all those aromatics, carrots, celery, or aluminum foil. You can like make like little shapes with it.
Aww.
so that it lifts your turkey so that those drippings fall, but your turkey's not like sitting in like it's oil, because then like the bottom gets weird.
Yes.
It's a mess. Another hack. So Alexis came with me to the grocery store the other day, and she yelled at me because I bought pre-peeled garlic, everybody.
Because she's rich and we are not. So
She's like, why are you buying pre-peeled garlic? And I'm like, because it's easy. I throw it in like a NutriBullet and I pulse it and it chops it. It's the fastest thing. And she's like, peel your own garlic. And I'm like, no. Because, okay, guys, listen to me. I peel my garlic, my fingers get sticky, and then my hands smell like garlic the whole day. I'm not here for it. And I'm telling you right now that on Thanksgiving, I'm buying the big pack of the peeled garlic because it's faster. I'm not peeling garlic. But for those of you who are
and she's going to roast the garlic in the dishwasher.
No, we're not roasting the garlic in the dishwasher. Everybody, new hack. Garlic, unpeeled garlic, I'm sorry. Put it in the microwave for a few seconds, and the peel comes right off.
Look at that.
I've also seen on like Pinterest where you put it in a Tupperware with the lid and you shake it.
Yeah.
And then it comes off. You could do that, or you can just buy the peeled garlic like I do, which I highly recommend.
No, I don't recommend that. And then I think our last hack to wrap up here is just that you all have a very happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving. We are going to get out of here and go to our families. Danielle's going to go and pretend to peel garlic. I'm going to go and wait for the food to be done at my house. And we are just wishing you all a very, very happy Thanksgiving holiday. And we will see you guys next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Remember, it's right here in Miramar.
Bye, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Peace.